Hello humans, Master DinnerFlax here, and today I'll be going over Zombie Stun. Yay! Now Zombie Stun is a deck I always like to come back to because one of the things I noticed about zombies ever since I started playing them way back then is they don't have a good early game. Like, they're really slow, and like their best plays, regardless of the variant, whether it be Lightsworn or anything, they start off with like basic plays that aren't threatening. But then every turn that has passed, they've built up so much more advantage that their boards just keep getting scarier and scarier, and they keep threatening for more and more damage until it gets to the point where it doesn't matter how good your deck is. I've so out-resourced you that you've lost. And that's what I love about the playstyle of zombies. It's a very, you better kill me quick, and I'm going to make sure you're not going to kill me quick so I can just win. That's why I call Zombie Stun. Now, let's get into this. So we got triple Mizuki, of course, triple Solitaire, double Uni Zombie. This is, you rather draw Solitaire, but since this is a pure zombie deck, it's also fine to draw Uni Zombie. And then for 7 1-of zombies, these can be, a few of these are interchangeable. These last 3 are interchangeable. But if you're going to play Amaterasu, I would never cut Master, Shootin' Doji, Gozuki, and Spirit Master. I would never cut these 4 if you're playing Amaterasu, and if you're not playing Amaterasu, you're kind of telling your opponent, I don't want to win that much, because Amaterasu is such a ridiculous card in zombies. It recurs back not only your Mizukis to the field, but your Ash Blossoms to the hand, and then you just keep doing it forever, and it's such a big body. It's such a powerful card. There's no reason not to play it. So, these 12 I feel like are the most solid slots. And the last 3 is a Fluorin, and I think this card is actually really good in here because not only is it a battle hand trap, but it makes, like, zombies, the zombies themselves aren't very big, and early game your opponent's going to try to run into your stuff. So if you just Fluorin and just make the battle phase not an option for them, that's really good for you. It's good, but I think it could be better. There's also one problem I'll have to address with this deck that's actually kind of funny. And then we got one Vendread Core. This is only meant to just, like, glow up bulb, banish zombies out of your graveyard, which is important in other scenarios. And there is the rare chance that you actually need a level 1 for a Synchro. But, again, this one's probably the most cuttable of the ones I've chosen, but there's a lot of choices you can choose for these last 3. And Plague Spreader I enjoy because your Synchro options, if you're using 2 level 4s, are kind of limited. Like, it's pretty much Omega and Stardust, but when you throw in Synchro Climbing into the mix, you can actually make some really good Synchros on top of those Synchros too, because once you're cycling Omegas, you can just do whatever the fuck you want. And triple Ash Blossom, this deck, since zombies, literally everything about this card is important. It's a zombie, tuner, yeah, I guess that's about it, hand trap, yeah. So, it's obviously we know it's a very extremely powerful hand trap that puts itself in the grave, but then you can banish it off a Shootin' Doji to draw a card. It's a tuner for Synchros, and you can recycle it back with Amaterasu. There's literally this card, not only is it just a good card, but it's amazing in here because it has infinite synergies with the deck. So that's really awesome. And then 3 Ghost Ogre, just, it's an actual hand trap. You don't use it for much of anything else. 3 Instant Fusions. Now this one's important because your worst hands are Mizuki and no other zombie. So what you do is you normal summon Mizuki, Instant Fusion into this guy, and make Vampire Vamp, banish out the Mizuki, summon out your fusion target, draw a card, and either that has helped your hand a little bit, or you've drawn a trap or 2 to help you survive till next turn. And your guy that you summoned already can't be destroyed by battle, so it's going to be kind of tough for your opponent to kill you anyways. So yeah, that's pretty good. Triple Desires, just because I want to draw cards. And whatever you banish, you put back with Omega. I will say, if you banish a Mizuki off of this and you have an Omega, put the banished face-down Mizuki back, because the face-up Mizukis and stuff, you can grab back with Amaterasu, while you can't grab face-downs with Amaterasu. So that's kind of an important thing to keep in mind. Double burial, just like usually you do it with only 1 or 2 Mizukis, but that's fine because it's an extender. Reborn, Foolish, and Soul Charge, of course. And for the traps, I got a lot of them because it's a zombie stun deck. Triple Strike, 1 Order, 1 Judgment, and 1 Warning. And then 2 Domination, because Domination, your link that you make literally all the time is Vampire Sucker. So it's automatically the name. But there's a real problem I came up with this deck. Not only is it like, not only do you have to watch when you conduct your battle phase, try to do it before you use Unizombie, but I have 11 cards that pay life. I'm not even joking. I have 11 cards in this deck that pay life. And I was getting in scenarios where life points actually mattered. Like, I was running out way too quick. So I decided to throw these 2 in here, and they actually helped quite a bit with that, because they're a counter trap that doesn't pay life. And not only that, they're a counter trap that gets me back life, which is super, super important if you're actually playing against, when you're actually just cycling through your cards. So that's like, it's really funny that life points have mattered this much, but it's funny. I find it hilarious. And it's just a good counter trap in general, because you're always making Sucker. So, and even if you don't, you could just try to make it to turn this online. Like, Sucker, you've always, literally, it's like making a Zold and Chaos Blade. If you're not making Sucker, you're just going to lose anyway, and Domination wasn't going to help you in the first place. And then for the extra deck, 1 Reaper on the Nightmare. So this one has an interesting effect. Well, it's an instant fusion target for 1, so you can make Vampire Sucker with it. But then, it can't be destroyed by battle. Next, it can attack life points directly. And then when it attacks life points directly, you can discard a card out of your opponent's hand. So it's actually pretty fucking hilarious to turn this into a Cowboy for game. Or you have this to make your opponent's hand smaller while you already have Omegas. This is actually a really, really... This is the best instant fusion target because it has an actual relevant effect. And yes, I've literally attacked directly for game when I shouldn't have won just with this card. It's hilarious. I love this card. Tornado Dragon, it's actually not even to, like... It's not even to have Tornado Dragon. It's actually a way to have control over my Imperial Orders. So, what I do is, when I make Tornado Dragon blind, it's not actually blind. It's because I have Imperial Order. So my opponent's just going to like, okay, I'll just play around the Tornado Dragon. They'll activate Desires. I'll chain Imperial Order, and then they end their turn, and we go into my turn. If I have spells in hand, if I have important spells, I'll just destroy it and then just call it a day. So, yep, that's pretty funny. Amaterasu, most important card in here. And then the Utopia package. This is cuttable for, like, more links, which I really want Borreload in here, but it's whatever. 2 Sucker, because it's the most important link. Then Decode. For the Plague Spreaders stacks, you got Stardust Charge Warrior into Crystal Wing. You'll get a draw card, so you automatically get the stack, the free stack, and then you have Crystal Wing on board. But then we also got Horus and Boxia, and Boxia is really good in here because it allows you to destroy things that you're not really using anymore, or like dead cards, and then you just get to extend. It's really nice. I really like this card in here. And since you're using a worm, you actually get to shuffle some back. And then we got 2 Omegas and 1 Stardust. Pretty much that's about it. Side deck actually doesn't matter. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Yeah, that's about it. So thank you all for watching, and remember, Master DinnerFlax will take your soul.